Yogasana level 2, and some may be the trainee that they don't have appeared for the Yogasana judges exam till now. But our aim is one, and that is we will be the perfect judge as far as the Yogasana sport is concerned. Basically, we are in the field of the Yogasana sports and we are not in the field of the yoga. So our intention, our attitude, our spirit must be the sportive because we are in the field of the sports, and that is the Yogasana sport. When we are discussing with any type of sports, then we should not consider as far as the Yogasana sport is concerned in the philosophical way, traditional way, or as a therapeutic way, or for the health purpose. Because there are various dynamics of the yoga and Yogasana also. Basically, yoga for the spiritual upliftment. But out of the Ashtanga Yoga, out of the eightfold, one part is the Yogasana, and there are various implementation, various applications of the Yogasana. You may perform the Yogasana for the health, Yogasana as a therapy, Yogasana as a sports, Yogasana as a players, those who are in the other games to increase the stamina, mental tranquility, and many other streams. But now we are going to discuss here only Yogasana sports, and now you will become the yoga judge. For each and every judge, you have to give your judgment to the performance of the player. Your prime responsibility is to give the justice to the performance of the player. You will be on the chair of the judge. You have to judge the performance of the player. And to judge the performance of the player, it's required certain things, certain criteria, certain rules and regulation, certain things, and that is included in the micro-marking system. So you must be well versed with the micro-marking system. You must be very well aware about the micro-marking system to give the justice, to give the judgment to the performance of the player. And you will deliver your judgment by allotting the marks to the performance of the player. So by which criteria, by which rule you are going to allot the marks to the performance of the player, that is called the judgment given by the judge of the Yogasana player. So for each and every Yogasana sport judge, you must be well versed with the micro-marking system. And through that micro-marking system, you are going to deliver your judgment by the medium of marking. Your prime responsibility is not allot the marks to the performance of the player. Your prime responsibility is to give the justice to the performance of the player through allotting the marks. And to allot the mark, you must have to know the concept of the micro-marking system. So to discuss the micro-marking system, just wait, I will share the screen. Okay. As per the code of point, this is the guidelines for the micro-marking system. For the traditional Yogasana event, for the forward bend individual, those who are senior judge, they may be very new to these types of the category of the sports. In the next competitions, some additional event has been introduced. So that particular event is accommodated in this screen share PDF. This PDF, I think this is not circulated to the each and every person or each and every state. But for this session, you just concentrate on this. Guidelines for the micro marking system. For the traditional Yogasana event, forward back bend individual, this is the new event. Back bend individual, this is also new event. Leg balance individual, this is also new event. Hand balance individual, twisting body individual, supine individual, and traditional group. Earlier, traditional Yogasana event and traditional group, we are very well known about these two events. And these individual events has been introduced newly. You will get the details regarding this later on. But we are discussing here only regarding the micro marking system. So what is the micro marking system? The judge has to allot the marks to the performance of the player. Normally, it is the 10 marks. But as far as these event is concerned, traditional Yogasana event, forward bend individual, backward bend individual, back bend individual, leg balance individual, hand balance individual, twisting body individual, supine individual, and traditional group. For these event, the traditional judge or the D judge or the micro marking system, this is of the 10 marks. This is the 4 mark plus 2 mark, 6 mark. Here it is 1 mark, 1 mark, 2 mark, 6 plus 2 marks, 8 marks. And for the time, here is the T judge, time judge. For the time, there is a 2 mark. For this event, the 10 mark is distributed. The D judge will allot the 8 marks, 6 and 2, and time judge will allot the 2 marks. He will not enter the marks in the software. He will enter the second. He will enter the holding time of that particular player. So the distribution of 10 mark is D judge will allot out of 8 mark and T judge will allot out of 2 marks. T judge will allot through the entering the holding time in the second. And the software will calculate. I will explain it later on. So, as far as the D judge is concerned, difficulty judge is concerned, you have to observe the performance of the player. Then what you are going to observe? First, for each and every asana, there is a perfect postures. There is an ideal postures. Here in the Yogasana Bharat or in the body Yogasana, there are 5 major categories. In each category, also in each subdivision category, for each and every asana, there is an ideal position. To that particular asana's ideal position, that is called, that particular ideal position should be accurate. And for the accuracy of postures, there is a 4 mark. But how you are going to define this 4 mark distribution? In the accuracy of the postures, again there is a 4 subdivision. Though the accuracy of the postures, total 4 marks are there, but while allotting the mark, you must have to consider these 4 points in the ideal position, because there is a various types of asana. So in the final postures, there may be the stretching asana, bending asana, curve asana, twisting asana. So these types of category will be there. You have to observe that particular thing. Suppose a player is performing the Ramadutasana, Upavishta Konasana. Then you have to observe the stretching. At what degree the player is going to perform that particular Ramadutasana or Upavishta Konasana. You have to observe the degree of stretching. Suppose player is performing the bending asana, Purna Chakrasana, Triangamukha, these types of asana. Then you have to observe the bending of that particular asana. Your focus should be on the bending. Suppose player is perform the asana where you have to observe the curve. The asana like Girjasan, Mahakarnasan, these are the asana where you have to observe the curvature of the body, curve of the body. Suppose there is a twisting asana. In twisting asana like the Parivruta Ustrasana or the Purna Machindrasana, these types of asana, you have to observe the twisting of the body. So, these 4 marks, the accuracy of posture, it is divided in these 4 sub points. You have to observe the stretch, bend, curve, and the twist. If it is there, according to the keynotes of the asana, then you allot the marks for that particular asana. What you have to observe? The stretching is there or not, bending asana in the bending, curvature asana, twisting. You have to observe things. Another thing, you have to observe the position of palm, toe, finger, perfection. There are different types of asana, and there is a different types of keynote for the different types of asana. In that particular asana, you have to observe the palm position, toe position, finger position. Suppose, as far as the palm is concerned, the Nandi Goshasana or the Prasarita Pasha Padottanasana, you have to observe the palm position. In these asana, your concentration, your focus must be on the position of the palm. As far as the toe is concerned, the asana like Sargasana, Ekapada, Lambakona Chakrasana, in this asana, you have to observe the toe position. In the finger perfection, the asana like Chamatkarasana, Darukasana, these are the asanas. You have to observe the finger position. So, out of 4 mark, 1 mark for the category of the stitching or bending or the curves, 1 mark for the palm position, toe position, finger position. Out of 4 mark, 2 marks distribution have been completed. Another, you have to observe the alignment is there or not, symmetry is there or tilt knee is there. There are different types of asana, and you have to observe the basic criteria which are in that particular asana. There are some asana, you have to observe the alignment. And for the alignment, the asana like Uttita Padamula Tittibhasana, you have to observe the alignment. The body which are in that particular position are aligned or not. You have to observe. There are some asana, you have to observe the symmetry. The Adhumukha Tittibhasan or the Pada Parshottanasana, you have to observe the symmetry of the asana. If you draw the vertical line in the center of the body, then there must be the symmetry. You have to observe that symmetry. And there are some asana, you must have to observe the tiltness. The body is tilted to the one side or not. There are some asana, the Sugrivasan, Kesari Sutasana. These are the asana. You must have to observe this asana from the front pose. Then you will get the particular posture in the tilted or not. So you have to observe the alignment, symmetry, or tiltness. 1 mark is for this purpose. Out of 4 mark, distribution of 3 marks have been complete. And last is the face direction. There are different types of asana, and it is expected that your face position should be in the particular direction. In the keynote, it is very clearly explained. Suppose you are performing the Purna Chakrasana. Where should be your face? Your face should not be in the front side. Your face is along the shoulder, which is twisted towards the body. Your face should be on that direction. It should not be in the lower direction or in the upward direction. Your chin must be the parallel to the ground. So the distribution of 4 marks of the accuracy of the posture is concerned, while allotting the marks to the performance of the player, you have to consider these points, and then you allot the marks to the performance of the player. Another one, mounting and dismounting. Mounting means the process from starting to attain the final position. That process is called the mounting. After holding for the required duration of the time, you release the asana. For releasing the asana from ideal position to initial position, that is the dismounting. So for mounting, there is a 1 mark. For dismounting, there is a 1 mark. For mounting and dismounting, here is the 2 marks. The distribution of the mounting and dismounting for the 2 mark, here again are the mounting of the asana, dismounting of the asana. 1 mark is there. But what is expected while going to the ideal position? Suppose player is performing the asana from initial position and he performing the asana up to the final position. It is expected that that process must be smooth movement. There should not be any jerk, or there should not be no extra stitching and no supported movement. It is expected. Also, it is expected while performing the asana and while attaining the final pose of any asana, no need to show the any other asana which is not required. There are some players, they are demonstrating unnecessary asana. Suppose I want to perform the bakasana. There is a simple process by keeping the Padmasana, lift the body, or by through the Shirshasana also. But there are some players, they performing first Shirshasana, then Baddha Shirshasana, and then Bakasana. This is no need. It is expected that you have to perform the asana, that is the mounting of the asana. It is given in our keynote. You have to perform that particular asana in that particular speed with particular process, without any jerk, without any extra stitching, without any supported movement, and with a smooth process and a smooth movement. No need. Also, player must have to perform the mounting process after holding the asana for the required duration of the time. Then remount, dismount, release that asana by the same way. It is expected. So you must have to concentrate, you must have to observe, you must have to focus on this process while allotting the marks, and that is out of 2 marks. Then 1 mark for the stability and tremblinglessness, and 1 mark for the stresslessness, grace, and presentation. Here, the stability, tremblinglessness, these factors are related only in the final position. You have to observe these factors only in the ideal position. You have to observe these factors during the holding period of that particular players. Whether it is holding period 30 seconds, 45 seconds, or 60 seconds. These are the point you must have to observe in the holding time period. What you have to observe? You have to observe the stability and the tremblinglessness. Stability for what? Stability of which? What do you mean by stability? Suppose player is performing, as you very well know, there are 5 major categories in our COP. Suppose the player is performing the hand balance or leg balance. At that particular point, you have to observe the muscle stability. Player is performing the hand balance, Hasta Likrasana, Hasta Vrishikasana. At that time, you have to observe the stability, whether there is a tremor or not, where there is a strain or not, or the muscle stability is very normal. You have to observe this point. These 1 mark again subdivided into 5 subcategory. For each subcategory, for each subpoint, there is a zero point 0.5 marks, 0.25 marks. 1 mark has been distributed in these 4 subpoints. For each subpoint, there is a 0.25 marks. So the muscle stability, whether it is hand balance or leg, you have to observe the hand laying muscle stability, whether it is in the normal condition or not. In the final position, you have to observe the abdominal muscle stability also. The player who is going to perform the asana, he is practicing regularly throughout the year. Then in the normal case, in the ideal position, you will observe that the abdominal muscle stability will be the normal for the regular practitioner of the player. But the player who is not used to practice the asana regularly throughout the year, and he or she may practices during the competition period only, then you will easily observe by observing these criteria. In the face stability, what do you mean by face stability? Again, this second point is related with the third point. For the normal practitioner, for the regular practitioner of the players, you will be observed that the face muscles, there will not be any stress. There will not be any tension. There will not be any stress on the face. Those who practices regularly. But those who doesn't perform or doesn't practices the yogasana sports throughout the year, and they practices yogasana sport for a certain duration of the time only in the season of the competition, in that case, you will easily observe the difference on the face stability. And the fourth point is normal breathing. All these 4 points are interrelated. If the muscle stability will not be there, then 100% abdominal muscle stability will not be there. 100% these two effect will be on the face. And these three will impact on the breathing rate also. So the stability and the tremblingness is the mark which is given, allotted 1 mark. For allotting the 1 mark, you must have to concentrate all these 4 points. And for each point, there is 0.25 mark. In our micro marking system, you are permitted to allot the mark in the 0.25. You may allot 0.25, 0.5, 0.75, 1, 1.25, 1.5, like this. But you are not supposed to allot the mark like 1.35, 1.30, 1.45, 1.40, not like this. Another point, stresslessness, grace, and the presentation. For these stresslessness, grace, and presentation, 1 mark is there. Again, this stresslessness, grace, and presentation subdivided into 4 subpoints. And what is that? Expression, decent makeup, public costume, walking, standing, greeting, confidence, calmness. What do you mean that? I must have to uh, explain by considering the, because here are the some international candidates also. So I should not deep dive detailed into the micro marking system. I am explaining the which is necessary, which is required to you as much as possible, and also it must be understood to the those who are new. What do you mean by stresslessness, grace, and presentation? One mark is there. Again, this one mark has been subdivided into these four sub-point. First point, expression. In the bracket, there is a smile, eye position, close mouth. This point number one is completely related with the ideal position only. You have to observe in the ideal position while player attaining the final position and time has been start. At that time, you have to observe the expression, whether there is a smile, there is a little bit smile or not, and what is the eye position of that particular player, whether the mouth is closed or not. You have to observe this thing and allot the 0.25 mark for this point. Second point, decent makeup, public costume. It is expected that the player, especially girls player, there must be the makeup, but the makeup should be the decent. It should not be exaggerated. Your costume must be there, but it should be the decent costume. It should not be exaggerated. And the criteria which are given in the code of point as far as the costume is concerned. So, as far as the judge, you must have to consider this point. Some cases there is a 5 marks for the costume in the artistic event. Another one is the third point, walking, standing, and greeting. This point number third, this is related only at the starting of the player's entry on the dais. In what way player is going to come on the dais, you have to observe the walking, in what way he is coming on the dais, in what way he is standing, and whether he is greeting or not. You have to observe this point and allot the marks 0.25. While observing these, you can easily guess what is the confidence and the calmness of the player. How the player is walking, how the player is standing, how the player is greeting. By observing this point, you will assess the confidence of the player. And at that time, whether there is a calmness on the face of the player or not, calmness, this point you must understand. Calmness is very different thing, especially as far as the yogasana sport is concerned. This factor is very essential, calmness. And you must have to observe this particular characteristic when the player comes on the dais. So this one mark has been subdivided in these 4 points. So the duty of difficulty judge is allot the 4 mark, 2 marks, 1 mark, and 1 mark. Total 4 plus 2, 6 plus 1, 7 plus 1, 8. Total 8 marks. Then 2 marks is for the time judge. These 2 marks. 2 mark for the time judge. Time judge. Time judge is the different judge. Difficulty judge is the different judge. Whatever I have explained till now, it is related with the difficulty judge. It is called the D judge. Here D judge. The distribution of the 8 mark has been completed. Now T judge, time judge. There are different rounds in the yogasana sports. Quarterfinal round, semi-final round, and final round. The holding period is different for each round. But to allot the marks is criteria is the same. Whether there is a holding period is the 30 second or 45 second or 60 second. Criteria is same. What is the criteria? It is expected that the player must have to hold the asana for the required duration of the time. Suppose the player must have to hold the asana for 30 seconds. Then it is expected he or she must have to hold for the 60 seconds or for the 30 seconds. If it is 45 seconds, then he or she must have to attend the final pose up to the 45 seconds. Suppose it is 60 seconds, then he or she must have to attend for the 60 seconds. But for any reason, player is not able to hold the asana in the final position for the required duration of the time, then the marks will get reduced. And what is the criteria, minimum criteria to hold that particular asana? The player must have to hold the asana at least 75% of the holding time. This is the essential criteria. And suppose player is not able to hold the asana at least for the 75% of the time, then the player will get the second chance. That is the second attempt. In that case, out of 2 marks, 1 mark will get reduced already. And then in the second attempt also, the player must have to hold that particular asana minimum 75% of the holding time. If he or she attend the asana in the second attempt for the 75% of the time or more than 70% of the time, then annexure 2 will be implemented. If the player hold asana in the first attempt, then the annexure 1 will be implemented. Here, in the T-judge, 100% holding time is compulsory for the athlete. For holding time of the 75% or more, the marks will be given as per the annexure 1. What is annexure 1? I will explain. I will show it later on. If suppose player is not able to hold the asana for the 75% of the time, then the deduction of the 1 mark will be done and the athlete has to perform again. That is second attempt. In case of the second attempt for the holding time 75% and more, will be given mark as per the annexure 2. Player is able to perform for the duration of the 75% of the time, then the mark will be given as per the annexure of annexure 2. In the annexure 2, 1 mark is already reduced. I will explain it later on. In second attempt, suppose player is not able to perform the asana in second attempt also, then what will be the case? In the second attempt, if the athlete hold less than the 75% of the time, then penalty will be the levied. The marks will freeze and the 0 will be displayed for that particular asana. It means that player is not able to perform the asana in the second attempt also, then he or she will get the 0 marks. Here note, the athlete will be given 2 process attempt to attend to perform the asana postures. If the asana posture not attained in second attempt, then complete asana will be the 0. If the asana posture attained in first attempt and the asana is maintained as per the given time frame, then the marks will be allotted as annexure 1, wherein if the asana posture attained in the second attempt and maintained as per the given time frame, then the marks will be allotted as per the annexure 2. Where the support is taken, this is the most important point. You must have to concentrate on this. Where the support is taken for the balancing postures of any category of the asana, at that time, only 4 marks of the accuracy of the postures will be the zero, wherein athlete will get some marks, not more than 5 marks as per the actual performance. What do you mean by that? Suppose the player is performing the Purna Machindrasana. It is expected that the player should not touch the hand on the backside on the floor. But to maintain the balance, if the player is touching the hand to the ground on the backside, in that case, you must have to reduce these 4 marks. What is this 4 mark? This 4 mark is for the accuracy of the postures. Because he or she is not able to attain that particular asana according to the code of point. So in the balancing asana, you must be very careful. You must be very punctual. You must be very attentive to observe this point. In any category of the balancing asana, player is taking the any type of support to maintain that balance of the particular postures, then you have to reduce the 4 marks. Means you are going to allot the marks out of 4 only. Because out of 8, 4 has been already gone. Only 4 marks are remaining. Player will get the marks which is given by out of 4 by you and the 2 marks according to the holding time of that particular asana. Means it will not be the more than 5. So this point you must have to focus. This is the annexure 1 and this is the annexure 2. What do you mean by annexure 1? Suppose player is performing the asana in the first attempt. And in the first attempt, suppose the holding time is the 45 seconds. The player is performing the asana where the holding time is 45 seconds. So it is expected that the 75% of the 45 is near about 33 seconds. The player must have to attend the asana in the final position at least 33 seconds or more. If the 33 second is there, then he or she will get the mark 1.4666. It is 1.46 suppose out of 2. Suppose player perform the asana for the required duration of the time, that is 45 seconds, then 100%, that is 2 mark will be the allotted. Suppose player perform for the duration of the 40 seconds, then 1.77 mark will be the allotted. The time judge will allot the second only. At what extent the player is holding the asana, that particular second will enter in the software by the T judge, and software will automatically allot these marks 1.5, 1.5, 1.6 and so on up to the 2. Time judge will not allot the marks to 1.5, 1.9. He will not allot complete number or decimal number. He will allot only the second. Suppose player is performing in the first attempt, then this annexure will be implemented. The distribution marks of the time, it is given for the 45 seconds, this criteria, according to this criteria, player will get the mark. If it is 60 seconds, then 75% of the 60 is 45. It is expected that at least 45 seconds must have to hold. In that case, player will get 1.5 mark. According by increasing, if it is hold for the 60 seconds, then 2 mark. If it is in between the 45 and 60, then according to this classification, player will get mark. For the 30 second, this is like this. For 15 seconds in the optional asana. Player must have to hold at least for the 11 seconds. If it is less than the 11 seconds, then there will be the second attempt. But player hold the asana for at least 11 seconds in the optional asana, then he or she will get the 1.46. If it hold for the required duration of the time, that is 15 seconds, then 2 marks. In between 15 and 11, like this. Suppose player is not able to perform the asana in the first attempt, then the annexer 2 will be the implemented. Annexer 2 is exactly same, but the main difference is when the annexer 2 will be implemented, when player will perform the asana in the second attempt, in that case, 1 mark already will get reduced. So, in place of 2, it is 1. Here is also 1, here is also 1, here is also 1. Here, it was 2. When the 100% mark is 2, 100% mark is 1, according to the distribution of the second, the criteria which is explained here, the exactly half mark will be the given as far as timing mark is concerned in second attempt. Here is 2, here is 1, here is 1.466, here is 7.33. In the second attempt, 33 second, 0.733. If it hold completely up to the 45 second, then 1 marks. Like this for 65, 60, 45, 60, 30, 50. So this is for the second attempt. If player not able to perform in the second attempt also, then 0 mark will be there. And the 0 mark will not be for the timing. The 0 mark is not for the 2 marks. For the complete performance, will get the 0 marks. Means out of 10, the 0 mark will be there if player is not able to perform the asana in the second attempt also. The micro-marking system which I have been explained to you just now, these are for this event. For traditional Yogasana event, forward bend individual, backward bend individual, leg balance individual, hand balance individual, twisting body individual, supine individual, and traditional group. But as far as for this group event, for the artistic Yogasana single, artistic Yogasana pair, rhythmic Yogasana pair, artistic Yogasana group, rhythmic Yogasana group. For this event, there is a little bit change in the micro marking system. What is that? In this event, in this artistic and the rhythmic type event, where there is a necessity of the artistic judge, in that case, the separate time marks, that is 10 marks, are given to the time judge, 5 marks for the whole time, and 5 marks for the each and every performance. That is the 10 formation. For each and every formation, 0.5 mark is there. So for the formations, 5 marks, and for the whole time, 5 marks. That thing will be explained in the artistic judging. Now you just observe the micro marking system as far as this artistic and the rhythmic event is concerned. Here, the difficulty judge will allot the mark out of 10, not out of 8. In this event, difficulty judge allotting the mark out of 8. 6 plus 2. 6 for accuracy of postures. 2 mounting and dismounting. 4 plus 2 6. Stability and tremulousness is 1 mark. Stresslessness, grace and presentation 1 mark. 1 plus 1 2. 6 plus 2 8. In this event, difficulty judge is allotting the mark out of 8 and 2 marks by the time judge. But in this case, in this event, which event? Artistic yogasan single, artistic yogasan pair, rhythmic yogasan pair, artistic yogasan group, and rhythmic yogasan group. In this event, in the micro marking system, there is not any role of the time judge. You will be see here only difficulty judge explanation is there. Difficulty judge 7 mark, difficulty judge 3 mark, 7 plus 3 10. And the distribution of the 7 mark is like this. Accuracy of posture 4 mark as earlier, no change at all. And the mounting and dismounting 3 mark. Earlier it was 2 mark. Here earlier it was 2 mark. Mounting and dismounting. So 4 plus 2 it was 6. But here for the mounting and dismounting, here it is 3 mark. So 4 plus 3 7. For stability and tremblinglessness, there is a 2 mark. And for stressless and grace, there is a 1 mark. In earlier case also, stresslessness, grace, and presentation, it was 1 mark. And in the earlier case, there was a 1 mark for the stability and the tremblinglessness. Here it is 2 mark. Because when we learn the artistic part or the rhythmic nature of the event, you will observe the importance of the stability, tremblinglessness, mounting, dismounting. So the 2 mark which was left here to the time judge, this 2 mark is accommodated in this artistry and rhythmic event. In the mounting, 1 mark added, and in the stability of tremblingness, 1 mark is added. So accuracy of posture 4 mark, mounting and dismounting 3 marks, total 7. And the stability and tremblingness 2 mark, and stresslessness and grace presentation 1 mark. This is the 10 mark. And here is the same. Okay, okay, okay. So this is the distribution of the mark by the micro marking system. Just a minute. Again, you are the judge, or some people, they may be the judge. You are the judge. When you are judge, you must have to give, you must have to deliver your judgment with the clear soul and conscious. Just like worshipping the God, just like when we are worshipping the God, we were not under any pressure. So just exactly like this, while performing the duty of the judge, while delivering the judgment to the performance of the player, your soul must be the pure, your mind must be the clear. You have to deliver your judgment according to the performance of the player and the knowledge and the experience which you have as far as the micro marking system is concerned. You perform your duty just like worshipping the God. Because the player practices the throughout the year daily 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5 hours. So it is our moral responsibility to give the justice to the performance of the player according to the rules and regulation. And the only one person is there. They will give the justice to the performance of the player, and that is the judge. And that's why we must be very careful while delivering the duty as the judge. We must be very focused. We must be very punctual. When we are sitting in the chair of the judge, you must have to focus on the performance of the player. The performance and you, there should not be any other thinking. except this. And this is more important, though the micromarking system is important, code of point is important, rules and regulation is important. Moreover, the ethics and moral is more important as far as the judge is concerned. Whether the judge or referee in the sports also, or whether the judge in the judiciary system also. And this point you must have to consider. If you have any question, any doubt, you may ask. Thank you, one and all. Again, one thing I must tell you, I know the lot of person here are new, but you don't worry. This is the field of the practice. You practice more. You give your services, your duty, right from district places. You attend the district competition, state competition as much as possible. As far as you are doing the duty as a judge, as maximum times, then and then you will get the confidence and conviction. What I am going to teach you, it's an experience since last my 42 years or whatever it may be. More than 45 years I am in this field, and more than 36 years I was judge. So it is not necessary that what I am going to teach you, you must have to learn each and everything, and you must be up to my extent. But if you want to be a successful judge, you must have to practice, and practice means involving in the Yogasana sports competition. Whether it is federation, our Yogasana Bharat Federation, district competition, zonal competition, state competition, school game federation of India's competition, CBSE competition, university competition, AIU competition, you perform your duty as much as possible, as more as possible. Then you will get that particular experience, because in each competition you will get the different types of experience. Though I was passed the judges exam in the 1988, still I am learning new thing by each and every day. In each and every competition I learned a new thing. So you must be, first of all, you must have to read the COP at least 10 times, not less than 10. Still, you will not be confident as far as the code of point is concerned. You read the keynote at least 25 times, because you have to judge the performance of the player within 5 seconds only. The artist is single artistic group, rhythmic group, artistic group, the holding time is 5 seconds only. In that 5 seconds, you have to judge that particular performance, and you have to allot the mark out of 10 within the 5 seconds. And it is possible only when you must be well versed with the keynote. And all these things are related directly with the performance of the player. Suppose due to the ignorance of knowledge, due to the inexperienced person, suppose injustice has been occurred to the genuine player, then what will happen? So these types of mistakes should not be happened by you. For that purpose, you have to read the COP as much as possible. And again, the keynote exactly doubled as far as the COP reading is concerned. Once again, wish you all the best. And if you have any question, you may ask. Thank you once.
Namaste, sir.
Namaskar.
Myself, Narendra Kumar. I'm new to this training program, sir.
Okay.
Uh, as I heard your lecture about it, about the micro marking, I have some questions, sir. Few questions about the marking. How much close observation should be there when we mark about the face expression and stability and muscle stability? And is there mention in COP about that, sir?
It will comes through the experience only. Because you asked this question, as you already told me, you are new.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So that's why you are asking this question. When you performing the duty as the judge, then you will get this answer automatically.
Uh, yeah, I understand, sir.
This is the thing of experience.
Yes, sir. Uh,
Yes.
Actually, I wanted to know, sir, is there is limitation to get close to the athlete or something, or something mentioned in COP
Close
that
means by distance.
by distance, sir?
No, you should not leave your chair. The in the code of point, the dais
Yeah,
dimension is
that was
there.
question, sir. The how much should be close observation, like the distance I was asking, sir.
So approximate the standard distance when the sitting arrangement of the judge and the dais, it is 5 to 6 feet or 7 feet, not more than that.
Okay, sir. Okay.
And you
Thank
can easily observe whatever the point I have explained. You can easily observe the facial expression, stability, tremblingness is there, body tiltness is there, whether the symmetry is there or not, alignment of the body is there or not. You can easily observe. Such types of distance are always maintaining while arranging that particular seating arrangement of the judges and the dais.
In the COP, sir, is there mention about the eye position like gauging or drishti or something, or just
Yes,
according?
yes. In the corner, in the keynote of the asana, it is clearly mentioned.
Okay, sir.
That's why I'm telling you, you read the keynotes at least for the 25 times.
Yeah, yeah, of course, sir. Thank you, sir.
Welcome, sir.
Yes, good evening to everyone. I'm
Good
Maxim
evening.
from Cameroon. Yes, please, I wish to find out these notes are already with us, or if at the end of the training that you will send it to us for us to read it as you are asking us to do amount around 25 times to master it before.
Shreyas ji is there.
Yes,
Hello?
sir.
I didn't see her face and I didn't understand what is she is asking.
Nathanji,
Um,
can you please repeat again so that we
okay,
can
I'm
understand?
asking, I say I'm Nathan from Cameroon, and I'm asking about the note he's reading, about the course, at what, when are we going to have the course to read it?
Whatever I have explained here, the keynote is there
Yeah,
in the code of point. The micromarking system is also is there in the code of point. And whatever is the compulsory asana or the optional asana, each and everything is in the code of point. The code of point,
okay,
which is published by the world Yogasana, I don't know whether it is published yet or not. The Shreyas will inform. But each and everything is mentioned in the code of point. So by observing, by reading the code of point,
okay,
your concept regarding these will be the clear.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome. If you have any question, you may ask. Any type of question, whether it is simple, difficult, medium range, Hindi, English, and Marathi also.
Good evening, sir. My name is Geeta and I'm from Delhi. I just want to know that
Who is
in my
speaking? Who is speaking? Let me.
Miss Geeta from Delhi.
Just a minute. Just a minute. Just.
Geeta from Delhi.
Okay. Okay. Just ask the question.
Sir, I want to know in micro marking system, we have only two types of judge. One is time judge and second is difficulty judge.
Hmm.
That's it. Or another judge type.
No. There is an artistic judge also. The artistic judge, as far as the artistic single is concerned, artistic pair, rhythmic pair, artistic group, in that case, there is a total 150 marks. Out of 150 marks, and there is a 10 formation. For each formation, 10 mark is there. So, for the formation, 100 marks. And these 100 mark will be allotted by the difficulty judge. Then remaining 50 marks. Out of this 50 marks, 10 marks will be allotted by the time judge. And time judge, again, it is distributed the whole time 5 marks, and for each formation 0.5 marks. That is the total 5 marks. 5 plus 5, 10. And remaining 40 marks will be given by the artistic judge. And these 40 marks again subdivided in the costume, theme, character, music, synchronization, artistic steps. That is the different thing. Artistic part, artistic judging, artistic micro marking system is total different pattern. Because when we observe, as far as the artistic judge is concerned, you must have to abolish all this concept regarding the difficulty judge and time judge while performing the duty of the artistic judge. You have to observe the artistic part in that particular formation, whether it is artistic single, artistic pair, rhythmic pair, or artistic group. You have to observe what is the theme, which is in the music or in the song or music by which they are going to perform. The theme is expressed in that particular performance or not. According to the theme, whether the expression is expressing by the one player or two player or not. While going from one transition to the another transition, whether the artistic nature, formation, steps are performing or not. The costume on which they are going to perform their performance, whether it is related with the theme or not. The moment they are performing, they are with the music or not. Their movement is synchronized with the music or not. The pitch is go ahead and the movement is lagging. The movement is speedy and the pitch is lagging. You have to observe this thing. So artistic judging is the different part. So when the judging is concerned, the difficulty judge role, as far as the micro marking system, which I have explained, it is related with the difficulty judge.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
This is Vishalini from Tamil Nadu. I have a
Yes,
doubt.
yes.
In micro marking system, D-judge mark for the category of presentation, it is allotted to be 1 mark. In the group of presentation, we are dividing 4 categories. According to me, if the athlete is coming with a decent makeup, but I'm not satisfied with their costume, then now how should I give a mark for that particular athlete?
You have to reduce the 0.2 marks as far as the costume is concerned.
Entire 0.25 mark I should reduce.
As far as the costume, only 0.2 mark is there. You have to reduce that.
Okay, for makeup, sir, but I'm satisfied with the makeup.
Yes, you can allot the mark then. If
Okay,
you
sir.
are
Okay, sir. Thank you,
satisfied
sir.
with that particular makeup and makeup is decent, it is not exaggerated, then you may allot the mark.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, welcome.
Sir, vanakkam, namaste. This is Mohan from
Namaskar.
South India, Tamil Nadu.
Namaskar.
I have one doubt.
Yes.
In traditional event, sir, can you hear my voice?
Yes, yes, sure.
Yeah. Uh, actually, I have one doubt in the traditional event in timing. If the athlete in final round, he or she attend up to the 12 seconds. After that, we have to inform or not for the athlete whether, because up to 80% we will give the mark for according to that one. So whether we have to inform the athlete, the athlete want to perform in the second attempt or not, that is the responsibility for the athlete or the time judge or chief judge.
Good question. Good question. You need not inform to the player when the asana hold for the complete duration of the time. At that time, the bell will ring and the player will release the asana after holding the complete duration of the time. But suppose he or she will not able to hold that particular asana for the required duration of the time, and the asana left before the completion of the time. Okay.
Okay.
Then it's a duty of the time judge to announce the second only. The player has performed for 12 seconds. This is the duty of
Time judge.
time judge only. Suppose player claims that now I will perform in second attempt also. Then he or she can perform.
Okay.
But if it is more than 75%, player will not tell that I will perform, because already 1 mark will get reduced. In the second attempt, the chance of default may be there. And if he or she attained the asana more than 75%, in the final round, as you already told, it is 12 seconds. In the 12 seconds, the mark is more than 1.
Okay.
Here, annexer 1, 12 second 1.6. Then why player will go for the second attempt? In the second attempt, 1 mark will already get reduced. He or she will get only out of 1. Out of 1 means, if suppose he hold for the 15 second, then only 1 mark will get. And here, he or she will get 1.6. So, if it is more than 75 seconds, no player will claims for the second attempt. Because this annexer 1 and annexer 2.
Okay.
सर यहाँ मेरा भी एक क्वेश्चन है
बोलिए।
कि जैसे आपने कहा 75% वो रुका हुआ है, तो उसके लेने में सेकंड चांस नुकसान है, पर जो डी जज का काम है टी जज के अतिरिक्त, वहां स्टेबिलिटी में भी उसके मार्क्स कटेंगे क्योंकि वो 75 ही रुका तो उसकी स्टेबिलिटी इतनी नहीं हुई। दूसरी बात, उसकी मसल्स भी नेचुरल है कि वो अगर नहीं होल्ड कर पाया तो जनरली बच्चा गिर जाता है, वापस आता नहीं है। वहां भी उसके मार्क्स कटेंगे वापस आने के, तो उसको 2 मार्क्स का लॉस हो रहा है। अगर वो सेकंड मतलब लगभग स्टेबिलिटी में भी कट रहे हैं और वापस आने के मार्क्स भी कटेंगे, क्योंकि वो 75% रुका तो गिर ही जाता है टाइम पूरा होने से पहले, तो उधर उसको तो वो ले भी सकता है ना, उसको फायदा हो भी सकता है सेकंड चांस लेने में।
मान लीजिए उसने सेकंड चांस में पूरा आसन होल्ड किया 15 सेकंड तक,
जी
तो एक ही मार्क मिलेगा।
हाँ, लेकिन उधर कटिंग कम हो गई ना सर डी जज की, वहां
इधर
स्टेबिलिटी के मार्क्स उसको ज्यादा मिल जाएंगे, वापस आने के मार्क्स ज्यादा मिलेंगे।
नहीं नहीं नहीं, स्टेबिलिटी, these you don't interlink this point. Whatever is the performance, the D judge will allot the mark according to the performance. Whether it was in the best was in the first attempt or in the second attempt, that is the different thing. The
नहीं
distribution of marks, why we are divided annexer 1 and 2, and why we have divided
नहीं
75% to 100% timing. Suppose
सर, टाइम
here
की
in the
बात तो
45
ठीक है,
second, if
टाइम की बात तो
somebody,
ठीक है कि उसका एक नंबर कट गया, यहाँ मैं
हाँ
सहमत हूँ। लेकिन
हाँ,
हम अगर पार्टिसिपेंट की दृष्टि से सोचे तो एक विचार ये भी हो सकता है कि ठीक है मेरे टाइम का एक मार्क्स कट गया, कोई बात नहीं, लेकिन उधर मेरे स्टेबिलिटी में भी कटे हैं, क्योंकि डेफिनेटली डीजल अगर वो जल्दी गिरा है तो उसके मार्क्स स्टेबिलिटी में भी काटेगा,
नहीं नहीं
उधर
नहीं
उसका
नहीं नहीं नहीं,
वापस आने के मार्क्स भी कटेंगे।
मैडम मैडम, स्टेबिलिटी के मार्क्स ये होल्डिंग टाइम से इसका कोई रिलेशन नहीं है। उसने वो जो आसन परफॉर्म किया, ये जो परफॉर्म किया, उसकी क्या एक्यूरेट पोस्चर्स था, उसने माउंट कैसे किया, डिसमाउंट कैसे किया, ये जो मार्क है ये तो अकॉर्डिंग टू परफॉर्मेंस उसको मिलेगी। ये जो मार्क है सिर्फ टाइमिंग कितने सेकंड होल्ड कर रहा है, उसको जो कंप्लीट होल्ड करेगा तो 2 मार्क मिलेंगे, 75% तक करेगा तो उस हिसाब से कम होंगे, जो जैसे जैसे उसका होल्डिंग बढ़ेगा उसको पूरे मार्क मिलेंगे। और आप जिस विषय पे बात कर रही है कि वो हो सकता है कि भाई उसको इसमें कम मार्क मिले थे, इसलिए वो दोबारा चांस लेके करेगा तो ये स्टेबिलिटी के, ट्रेमलिसनेस के या ग्रेस प्रेजेंटेशन के मार्क मिलेंगे, तो नॉर्मली 99% ऐसा होता नहीं। कोई भी प्लेयर ये रिस्क नहीं ले लेता है कि जो एनेक्सर 1 एंड एनेक्सर 2 में दिया है।
ओके सर, थैंक।
ओके,
सर मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है सर।
हाँ बोलिए।
सतीश सतीश सर, मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है।
हाँ नमस्कार
ओनली
नमस्कार।
एक नमस्ते सर।
नमस्कार।
अधिकतर कभी कभी प्लेयर क्या होता है, सेकंड अटेम्प्ट लेना ही नहीं चाहता है।
ठीक है।
हाँ, 12 मानो कि वो 75% से उसका कम हो गया और वो ब्रेक हो गया, गिर
ठीक
गया
है।
अपने आसन, और
ठीक
वो
है।
सेकंड अटेम्प्ट आप बोलेंगे अपन उसको सेकंड अटेम्प्ट लेने को, और वो लेना ही नहीं चाहता, वो मना
ठीक।
कर देता है।
ठीक है।
देन इन इन दैट केस
0 मार्क।
0 मार्क्स।
यस।
बट सर सॉफ्टवेयर में जैसे अभी तो हो सकता है अब चेंजेस हो गया, और सॉफ्टवेयर में ऐसा कोई वो हमें प्रोसेस नहीं है कि अपन 0 अलॉट कर देते एज ए टाइम जज।
टाइम जज।
हाँ, एज ए टाइम जज 0 नहीं हो पा रहा है उसके अंदर, क्योंकि उसमें हमें कुछ ना कुछ सेकंड डालना ही पड़ता है उसमें, तब जाके ही वो सॉफ्टवेयर आगे प्रोसीड होता है।
ठीक है, ये पॉइंट हम ये सर से डिस्कस करेंगे।
हाँ
अगर
सर,
कोई
एक
भी प्लेयर अगर फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट में रिक्वायर्ड ड्यूरेशन ऑफ द टाइम एटलीस्ट 75% अगर
यस सर।
होल्ड नहीं करता है तो उसको
हाँ,
सेकंड अटेम्प्ट का चांस दिया गया है। अगर वो
दिया दिया।
नहीं करते हैं तो 0
हाँ,
मार्क मिलेंगे।
then 0 marks overall the performance
यस
for
यस
all
एग्जैक्टली।
for all the judge from
यस
DJs and teachers both. And
यस
okay,
यस एग्जैक्टली एग्जैक्टली।
okay, okay sir, thank you sir.
ओके।
सर उसने अगर आसन अटेम्प्ट किया है तो अटेम्प्ट के एटलीस्ट 2 मार्क तो मिलने चाहिए, बिकॉज उसने ऐसा नहीं है कि परफॉर्म नहीं किया है, उसने एटलीस्ट परफॉर्म तो किया है, तो परफॉर्मेंस के मिनिमम मार्क्स 2 मार्क्स तो आई थिंक मिलने चाहिए, और मिलते हैं मे बी।
यस, इन अवर कोड ऑफ पॉइंट as far as the Yogasana Bharat or the World Yogasana or the Yogasana Bharat Code of Point is concerned, you have to attain the postures. This is not the gymnastic. This is the Yogasana sport. There must be the stability. The difference between the gymnastic event and the yogasana, it is only main difference is stability and holding. Here is not a continuous movement without holding that particular pose. Sthira sukham asanam. स्थिरता चाहिए, रिक्वायर्ड ड्यूरेशन ऑफ टाइम तक. अगर आप उस ड्यूरेशन तक अगर होल्ड नहीं कर पाते, इट मीन्स दैट you are not up to that particular mark. You have to practice more. So, your point is not according to the rules and the regulation which is framed by our federation. In the artistic event also, whether it is artistic single, artistic pair, rhythmic pair, that particular formation must have to hold at least for the 5 seconds. If it is less than 5 seconds, then the 0 mark will get that particular formation. So, sthirata, stability, holding is most essential criteria as far as the yogasana sports is concerned. That's why such types of rules are there.
Namaste, sir.
Namaskar.
Satishji, first of all, thank you to you to explain us very nicely and
Thank
all
you.
points. And myself, Deepak Jain from Bhopal, MP. I have one query for current COP. Is there mention for second attempt for optional or either for compulsory and optional both? Thank you.
Shreya ji, there a new COP has been issued to all or not?
So it is under process.
Yes.
And
Then I must not discuss on this particular issue.
Sir,
Unless and until that particular literature or document has been published by the Federation, I should not comment on that.
sir, I am
What
asking
is-
about optional asana timing. The second attempt timing, sir. Second attempt timing. The annexer 1 and 2 for
Yes.
optional asana or for compulsory asana both?
It is for the compulsory and optional asana both.
Both.
Yes.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Because in the
As per
optional asana, only 15 seconds are there. And in the compulsory asana, there is a 60 second, 45 second, 30 second, according to the rounds, whether it is
Yes, sir.
quarterfinal
50 and
round,
30.
semi-final round, or the final round.
Okay, sir.
So the criteria is same.
Okay, sir. So second attempt for both compulsory and final.
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly.
Thank you, sir.
Namaste, sir. Aarti here. I had a question to ask. When you ask, when there is an holding given for a particular athlete, and
Yeah.
that person maintain the holding, but there is in balancing position, he actually crumbles some little bit, but he didn't put his leg down. Say, for example, in a tree pose, he's
Yes.
holding tree pose, but he loses balance, but he didn't put his feet down.
Yes.
But he tried to balance and then went back into the position. In that case, how would be the marks in time judge? It would be deducted or not? First question, if deducted or not. And second, if not from then it would be only on the sturdiness, and in that parameters only the marks will be deducted. I just need the clarity in that one. Thank you, sir.
Exactly. This is a good question. In that case, the time judge will enter the second completely. The time marks, as far as the 2 marks is concerned, that player will get 2 marks completely. But as far as the difficulty judge is concerned, the players will get the reduced marks from these topics. Muscle stability is not there, face stability is not there, whatever is the deficiency, or the ideal pose was not perfect. From this point, the mark will get reduced. But as far as the time is concerned, the player has hold for the required duration of the time, then 2 marks will get. But accuracy of the posture and stability is concerned, these marks will get reduced. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Sir, one more hand is raised from Sarita Singh.
नमस्कार सर।
नमस्कार।
सर आज का सेशन बहुत अच्छा था, काफी सारे डाउट्स थे जो क्लियर हो चुके हैं। लेकिन सर मैं अपना मतलब एक, जैसा कि अभी मैम बोल रही थी, उर्मिला मैम थी राजस्थान से, तो वो ये कह रही थी कि हमें कुछ ना कुछ टाइम डालना ही पड़ता है। क्यों क्यों डालना पड़ता है? मैं यहाँ पे ये पूछना चाह रही हूँ, जैसे हमारा कोई भी आसन है उसे हमें 15 सेकेंड का होल्ड करना है। अगर उसने 14 का किया तो हमने उसे 1.8 मार्क्स दिए, 13 सेकंड होल्ड किया तो 1.7 मार्क्स दे दिए फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट एनएक्स 1 के अकॉर्डिंग, और 11 सेकंड है तो हमने 1.4 दे दिए। अगर हमारा एथलीट 10 सेकंड जाता है, अगर हम उसमें सॉफ्टवेयर में 10 सेकंड या 8 सेकंड मेंशन करते हैं तो ऑटोमेटिक 0 हो जाता है सर वो मार्क्स।
तो होना चाहिए ना, क्योंकि
हाँ
वो
जी सर।
सेकंड अटेम्प्ट नहीं कर रहा है।
सर सेकंड अटेम्प्ट में भी सेम प्रोसेस है, उसमें हम 1 मार्क्स को कंसीडर करते हैं ना।
ठीक है।
अगर उसमें हमारा सेम, अगर वो हमारा 8 सेकेंड या 6 सेकेंड होल्ड करता है, तो हम अगर उस टाइम को मेंशन करते हैं वो ऑटोमेटिक 0 ही मेंशन होता है वहां पे टाइम के अकॉर्डिंग
तो
मार्क्स।
टोटल मार्क 0 होते हैं या क्या होता है?
सर मैं सर मैं
सेकंड 0
पूछना
होते हैं, सेकंड 0 होते हैं।
सेकंड, हमने सेकंड तो उसमें मेंशन कर देते हैं,
ठीक
5
है।
सेकंड 6 सेकंड जितना भी एथलीट ने हमारा होल्ड किया, लेकिन
ठीक है।
हमारा जो सॉफ्टवेयर होता है वो अपने आप ही मार्क्स उसको 0 ही शो करेगा।
हाँ ठीक है ना, तो क्योंकि उसने 75% तक किया ही नहीं है।
जी जी, जैसा मैम बोल रही थी ना कि टीएसआर टीम से
हाँ।
पूछेंगे, लेकिन जो जरूरत नहीं है, क्योंकि वो अगर हमने, अगर सपोज 15 सेकंड की होल्डिंग है, अगर उसने 11 से नीचे किया होल्ड तो वो ऑटोमेटिक हो जाता है सर।
बराबर है,
जी
बिल्कुल सही है।
जी सर, सही है हम इसमें।
हाँ बिल्कुल सही है, वैसा ही होना चाहिए। इफ इट इज लेस देन 75% ऑफ द टाइम,
यस सर।
देन इट
तो
विल गेट 0।
जी सर।
सर उनका क्वेश्चन ये था कि फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट में लेस देन 75% है और सेकंड अटेम्प्ट करता ही नहीं है,
हाँ
तब
तब तो जो
करेगा
लेस देन
तो
75% तक अगर उसका जो टाइमिंग है, मान लीजिए 8 सेकंड तक किया है, तो आप फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट में ही 8 सेकंड एंटर कर दो, 0 हो जाएंगे, क्योंकि उसको
जी
सेकंड
क्योंकि
अटेम्प्ट
लेकिन
करना ही
मैम,
नहीं है।
नहीं मैम का ये क्वेश्चन था कि 0 नहीं होते हैं, 0 अब वो ऑटोमेटिक उड़ जाता है जब हम उसमें टाइम मेंशन कर देंगे, लोअर टाइम होगा हमारा 75%, तो ऑटोमेटिक
हाँ
0 होता है सर उसमें।
हाँ।
सर क्वेश्चन ये है कि उसमें अगर 0 हम एंड मानो उसमें होल्डिंग ही नहीं हो रही है तो उसका हमें टाइम डालना, कुछ तो डालना पड़ेगा ना सर।
नहीं नहीं, देखो,
हम्म।
होल्डिंग ना होना मीन्स ही इज नॉट परफॉर्म दासन।
हाँ, मानो उसने
होल्ड,
एक दो सेकंड ही होल्ड किया है सर हमने,
तो
और
फिर आप
ये
एक दो
मानती हूँ।
सेकंड डालो, वो 0 हो
हाँ,
जाएंगे।
एक दो सेकंड हमें डालना, कुछ सेकंड तो डालना ही पड़ेगा, ये बात है कुल
देखो,
मिला के। पर है ना
आ,
उसके सर जो
आप
सॉफ्ट।
आप
हाँ।
एक बात सुन लीजिए।
हाँ जी सर।
when the time will start
हम्म।
when the
कंप्लीट
time
पोजो
will start when the
जब
time will
जब
start when the
जब
player attend the final position, then and then time will
then
start.
टाइम स्टार्ट। यस
If
सर।
player is not able to attend the final pose, then no question of the that performance of the asana.
सर फाइनल पोजीशन पे गया, देन फिर वो डाउन हो गया, मानो कि उसने 3-4 सेकंड समथिंग होल्ड किया है।
हाँ तो वो
लेकिन
एंटर करेंगे,
हाँ
75% के नीचे है तो 0 हो जाएंगे ऑटोमेटिक। वो तो
सर।
एंटर करना ही पड़ेगा आपको ना, जितने
सर
सेकंड है वो तो।
सर एक बार अपने सॉफ्टवेयर में देखेंगे सर, क्योंकि मैंने उस टाइम पे अभी देखा था कि उसमें
हाँ
अपन जब कम वाले सेकंड एंटर करना चाहते हैं वो एंटर नहीं हो पा रहा है सर।
अच्छा,
आप
होते ही नहीं
एक
एंटर।
हाँ सर, एंटर ही नहीं हो पाते सर, एक बार
नहीं, ये
देखिए
पॉइंट,
मार्क्स
ये ये
एक
पॉइंट,
बार चेक करेंगे सर, हो सकता है मेरे से गलती हुई हो, पर एक बार अपन चेक करेंगे।
क्योंकि मैंने तो वो चीज देखी नहीं, मगर
Sir,
ठीक
श्रेयस
sorry
जी
for
इस बारे में आप बताएंगे।
शेयर
sorry
सर।
for interruption. We have our DSR team also over here. Jyoti,
हाँ
can you please just clarify on this point?
यस ज्योति मैम, आप क्लियर करें।
नमस्ते सर। सर इसमें यह है कि अगर प्लेयर का फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट है तो फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट में उसको जितना मार्क्स रहता है, लाइक अगर 33 सेकेंड्स उसका होल्डिंग है तो उसको 33 मिनिमम 33 सेकेंड्स का देना ही पड़ेगा, और अगर नहीं है तो उसका सेकंड अटेम्प्ट आएगा। ठीक है, लेकिन हाँ आप 0 सेकेंड दे सकते हैं। ठीक है, अगर आप उसमें जाते हैं आर्टिस्टिक, ट्रेडिशनल का अलग रहता है। आर्टिस्टिक में आपको मिनिमम 5 सेकेंड्स होता है प्लेयर का होल्डिंग टाइम। वहां पे अगर उन्होंने होल्ड नहीं किया तो आप 0 डाल सकते हैं,
ज्योति जी,
एक्सेप्ट करेगा
ज्योति
सॉफ्टवेयर।
जी, ज्योति
ज्योति
जी,
मैम ट्रेडिशनल में
यस सर।
पूछ रहे,
जस्ट ए मिनट,
ट्रेडिशनल में।
हाँ जी,
जस्ट ए
ट्रेडिशनल।
मिनट,
जी
उर्मिला
सर।
जी, उर्मिला
हाँ
जी,
जी,
जस्ट ए
हाँ
मिनट।
जी,
ज्योति जी,
हाँ
मैं आपसे ये पूछ रहा हूँ कि ट्रेडिशनल का फाइनल इवेंट चालू है, जहां
जी
रिक्वायर्ड ड्यूरेशन 11 सेकंड है, प्लेयर ने
जी
7 सेकंड परफॉर्म किया,
जी
तो टाइम जज तो 7 सेकंड एंटर करेगा।
जी।
इस बारे में आप बताइए, उसको 7 सेकंड एंटर करना है या 0 एंटर करना है?
सर जितना उसने करा है उतना ही सेकंड्स उसको एंटर करना है।
एंटर करना है ना, यानी मान लीजिए
जी
7 सेकंड
जी
किया, रिक्वायर्ड 11 है, इफ इट इज
जी
लेस देन 11 सेकंड देन इट विल
जी।
बी द 0, ओके।
यस सर,
मगर उसने जितना किया उतना एंटर कर
उतना
सकते
एंटर
हैं।
करेंगे सर। यस सर।
ठीक है, बस वही पूछना।
ओके
ओके,
सर, मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है।
हाँ
हमारे
दीजिए।
सीओपी के अकॉर्डिंग हमें पीछे की पॉइंट्स गिवन है, राइट?
ठीक है।
बहुत से आसन्स में उनका पोस्चर अलग है और जो की पॉइंट्स के जो डिटेल्स हैं वो डिफरेंट है। अब क्या
हम्म,
होता है जब जजेस बैठते हैं तो जो सॉफ्टवेयर लेता है वो पिक्चर लेता है केवल, ठीक है, जजमेंट के
हम्म।
टाइम पे। तो यहाँ पे जज कैसे उसको इवेलुएट करेगा, क्योंकि की पॉइंट में कुछ और दिया हुआ है और पिक्चर में थोड़ा कुछ और है। बहुत से आसन्स में सर ऐसा है।
नहीं, आपका कहना यह है कि जो या तो की पॉइंट में लिखा है उस हिसाब से पोस्चर नहीं है, या जो पोस्चर दिए उस हिसाब से की
यस सर।
नोट नहीं है, यानी प्रिंटिंग मिस्टेक है, ये कहना है
जी सर।
आपका। तो आप जिस जिस
बिल्कुल सर।
जगह ऐसा है, एक मेल तैयार कीजिए, वो मेल
जी
योगासन भारत को भेज दीजिए, जो करेक्शन है वो
जी।
करेक्शन किया जाएगा। मगर
ओके
जो
सर।
ये जब होगा सो होगा, मगर जो कंपटीशन हो रही है और
जी
इवेल्युएटर के सामने जो चित्र आ रहे हैं, जो चित्र अभी डिफिकल्टी जज के सामने भी आते हैं,
जी।
तो डिफिकल्टी जज जजमेंट करते वक्त की नोट नहीं पढ़ते हैं।
बिल्कुल
वो
सर।
की नोट तो
सर
इसीलिए मैंने बोला एटलीस्ट 25 टाइम आप की नोट पढ़ो। हर आसन का कीनोट आपके दिमाग में फिट होना चाहिए, ताकि 5 सेकंड के अंदर आपको पता होना चाहिए कि ये आसन का परफेक्शन क्या है, इसकी आइडियल पोजीशन क्या है, इसमें अलाइनमेंट देखना है, सिमेट्री देखना है, स्ट्रेचिंग देखना है, बेंडिंग देखना है, या टिल्टनेस देखना है, क्या देखना है। ये हर आसन का
एग्जैक्टली सर।
कंसेप्ट हमारा क्लियर होना चाहिए। तो
जी
जो
सर।
गलती भी हुई होंगी, तो उस वक्त डिफिकल्टी जज उसको ओवरकम कर लेगा।
बट
मगर
सर,
आपका पॉइंट जो बहुत एकदम
सर लेकिन सर
महत्वपूर्ण है।
प्रॉब्लम सर यहाँ पे एक मिनट सर, थोड़ा सा मैं आपको वो करूंगी कि प्रॉब्लम क्या है जब एथलीट परफॉर्म करता है तो एथलीट्स क्या होते हैं, की पॉइंट्स पे जाते हैं, वो पिक्चर पे नहीं जाते कि हैंड की पोजीशन क्या होगी, इसकी क्यों, लाइक वो प्रॉपर उस पोजीशन अपने की पॉइंट्स को फॉलो करते हैं। लेकिन यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है, जजेस केवल पिक्चर फॉलो कर रहे हैं। तो सर ये बहुत एक कहते हैं ना, बहुत वैसा होता है कि बच्चा की पॉइंट्स फॉलो कर रहा है और हम पिक्चर्स को फॉलो कर रहे हैं
ज्योति जी,
एज अ जज।
ये प्रॉब्लम कितने आसनों में है?
सर काफी आसन हैं सर, सिंपल
आप
उपविष्ट सर एक आसन लीजिए, हमारा कंपलसरी आसन है उपविष्ट
आप
कोणासन, ठीक है।
नहीं नहीं,
उप,
आपने बहुत महत्वपूर्ण विषय के बारे में बात की। अगर ऐसा है,
जी
आप वो सभी चीजों का मेल कर दीजिए,
जी
उसके बारे में मैं भी खुद देख लूंगा, और हमारा योगासन भारत भी देख लेगा, और जो भी उसमें गलती है वो दुरुस्त की जाएगी। हो सकता हो प्रिंटिंग मिस्टेक,
जी सर।
बिल्कुल हो सकता है,
तो सर
वो दूर
अभी
की
जैसे
जाए।
अभी तो हम लोगों को क्या फॉलो करना चाहिए सर, अगर
नहीं,
हम
यानी मैं क्या कह रहा हूँ कि मान
नॉर्मल देखें
लीजिए,
जजेस और
नहीं, चेंजेस यानी कैसे है, मान लीजिए कि पूर्ण मच्छिंद्रासन के की नोट है और वहां
जी
हस्तवृश्चिकासन दिखाया है क्या?
सर ऐसा नहीं है सर, एक
फिर
एग्जांपल
कैसा?
लेती हूँ, उत्विष्ट कोणासन, ठीक है।
ठीक है।
उपविष्ट कोणासन में बच्चा स्प्लिट करता है, फॉरवर्ड
ठीक
बेंड
है।
ले रहा है। अब उसमें जो की पॉइंट्स है उसमें बोला है कि इंडेक्स फिंगर और मिडिल फिंगर से होल्ड करना है टोस को।
हम्म।
लेकिन जो
हम्म।
पिक्चर दिखाई है उसमें हैंड स्ट्रेट है और केवल टो को टच किया है, होल्ड नहीं
अच्छा
किया,
अच्छा
ग्रिप नहीं किया है,
अच्छा
ठीक
अच्छा
है।
अच्छा अच्छा।
तो सर यहाँ पे डिफरेंस आ
हाँ
जाता
हाँ
है।
हाँ
अब कोई बच्चा होल्ड कर रहा है और कोई स्ट्रेट रख रहा है, अब बीइंग अ जज हम उसको कैसे नंबर देंगे? कोई बच्चा सिर्फ पिक्चर से जा रहा है, कोई की पॉइंट से जा रहा है।
in that case in that case the benefit of doubt goes to the player. You have to consider both the system. You have to consider the pictures also and the whatever mentioned in the keynote also, because it is a mistake by us. It should not be the suffered by the player. मगर आपको ऐसे जहां जहां चीजें दिखती है, आप
जी
बेझिझक वो मेल भेज दीजिए, मुझे भेज दीजिए, योगासन भारत को भेज दीजिए। ऐसी जहां भी कुछ अगर गलतियां होगी तो उसको हम जरूर रेक्टिफाई करेंगे। मगर ये चीज जब आपको दिखती है कि भाई की नोट में ऐसा दिखा है, पिक्चर में ऐसा है, तो की नोट से जो बच्चे करेंगे उनको भी आप सही मानो, और जो पिक्चर में दिखा रहे उनको भी सही मानो, क्योंकि उनमें प्लेयर की कोई गलती नहीं है। तो ऐसे केस में दोनों वैलिड
जी।
रहेंगे। ठीक है।
Being a judge, there are 250 asanas, and it's not possible to know each in asanas correctly. As हमें भी इतना नहीं होता है कि सारे की पॉइंट्स भी पता है और पिक्चर्स भी पता हो। तो सर कहीं पे हम लोगों के एंड पे भी यहाँ पर जजमेंट में सर थोड़ा सा डिफरेंस आता है एथलीट्स के साथ।
If you are not well versed with the keynote and the perfection of the postures, till the time you are not supposed to sit on the chair of the judge. Whenever you are
Agree.
the judge, you must have to know the rules and regulation. If you are not aware about that, you are not supposed to sit on the chair of the judge. You have to refuse
So sir,
that
we have to
duty.
follow both the pictures and the keynotes, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay,
And
sir.
this is related with the, this is not related with the seniority of the judge. In that case, suppose I am on the chair of the judge, I must have to consider both the cases as good, because this is not the fault of the player.
Yes, sir.
Sir, may I
Okay.
interrupt you?
Yes.
Veena Babbar here. Sir, अभी last time we did the judging in the Amroha. वहां पे एक there is one asana, Gand Beru Nud asana. वो ऐसे होना था. Picture was like this and a student was doing like this. So we had the picture on the screen, ये वाला, and बच्चे was doing like this. So हम उसको सॉफ्टवेयर को देख रहे हैं, और ये सॉफ्टवेयर की मिस्टेक में यहाँ पे हमें वी हैव टू बी वेरी केयरफुल. एंड अनदर पॉइंट, when we see in the software, that is there is not the clarity of the picture. कहीं उंगली कटी हुई है, that finger is not coming clear, whether we have to, that this athlete has to hold with 3 fingers, or that he has to keep his fingers like this, and kahin pe he has to stand on the toe, somewhere he has to twist. वो सारी चीजें, that clarity of the picture, it is not in the software exactly. That you have to be careful of this.
Shreya ji and Jyoti ji, you please
Yes, sir.
you note
Yeah.
this point.
Sir, in
And
the sir, actual में we take the picture from the COP only, and it's
Yes,
given
that's
in
not enough.
COP
That's
that
not
way
enough
only.
actually, because if we see the COP, then key points, if we
Sorry for the interruption, as this platform is for the clearance of the doubt regarding the corrections in the software will be discussed later on separately. This is not the right platform to discuss these points. However, time is also running. We appreciate your observations. If any conceptual doubts are there, you may please ask over here. Okay, we may proceed with the next doubts with Narasimha sir. Only 2 doubts we will be considering apart, and later on we will be having a test, and wish you all the best. Only conceptual doubts are to be asked.
Om ji. Sir, only my doubt is, shall I go on?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So student gave some like order 1, 2, 3. But by mistake, because we are the human beings, a student may perform 1, 3, 2. Then in that case, what could be the marks?
The difficulty, judge duty is not to see the order, a sequence of order of performance sheet. You have to observe the performance only. It's a duty of evaluator, whether the player is performing the asana which is mentioned in the order of performance sheet, whether it is in the proper sequence or not, it's a duty of evaluator. There are different types of the panel member are there. Difficulty judge, artistic judge, time judge, evaluator, scorer, announcer, timekeeper. It is a total different thing. But this is not related with the difficulty judge, not related with the micro marking system. You have to allot the mark only according to the performance of the player. And this is related with the evaluator part.
So bottom line point is student performance of the difficulty that only need to observe by the difficulty judge. That's it, sir.
Yes, exactly.
Fine. Thank you.
Yeah, next.
Good evening, sir. Can I ask the question?
Yes.
सर मेरा क्वेश्चन ये था कि अगर पार्टिसिपेंट जो मिनिमम होल्डिंग टाइम है किसी भी इवेंट में किसी भी राउंड में अगर वो 75% से भी ऊपर कर लेता है उसके बाद भी अगर वो चाहता है उसके बाद मतलब सपोज उसने 12 सेकंड होल्ड किया इन ऑप्शन लास्ट में उसमें और फिर वो ड्रॉप कर देता है यहाँ से ठीक है 100% होल्ड नहीं कर पाता तो एनेक्सर के अकॉर्डिंग तो उसको मार्क्स मिलने चाहिए लेकिन अगर वो चाह रहा है कि मैं सेकंड अटेम्प्ट लूं तो क्या वो ले सकता है अपनी बिल से
बिल्कुल ले सकता है बिल्कुल ले सकता है
थैंक यू
Okay, thank you very much for all the doubts. And yes, one last doubt from Philip, sir.
Sir, good evening to everyone. I have a small situation I would like to see. For instance, if the artistic performance is going on, and one team is accessing the time limit, more than the limit of 60 of 1 minute of 60 seconds. Or 15 seconds, and which is, and then his performance influences that he gives less asanas than the other team which is performing, and so there is like the data for assessment for the other team is more. For instance, they perform more asanas, and the judges have evaluated those asanas. And so what would be the criteria? Is there a time? Is there limited number of asanas that are judged, or in these free asanas can be added at will by a group, and then each of them is evaluated separately, and then they collect more and more points? How it is?
As far as the artistry part is concerned, there is a different time for holding time for the different event, whether it is artistic single, artistic pair, rhythmic pair, or artistic group. There is a different time frame. And for each time frame, whether it is artistic single, artistic pair, rhythmic pair, or the artistic group, player has to perform the 10 formation. And they must have to perform 10 formation according to the sequence which is given in the order of performance sheet. Suppose, by any means, during the prescribed time, player not perform that particular 10 formation, then the marks will be reduced for each formation. Suppose one formation has been left. So the 10 marks from the difficulty judge's part will get reduced. Suppose 2 formation has been left, only 8 has been performed. Then the 20 mark from the difficulty judge side had been reduced. So it is expected that during the specific time period, the player has to perform all that 10 formation. If they are unable to perform the required performance, then according to the deficiency of the performance, according to the lack of performance, the mark will get reduced. So this is the criteria. And it is well mentioned in our COP.
But if they perform more, they perform more than 10. And
if they perform more, they will not get any mark. On the contrary, they will impose the penalty on the same. They are not supposed to perform more than 10 asana. Only up to 10, not more than 10. Whether the time is there with them or not. But they have to perform only 10, not more than that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much to all the participants. Now we will be having a small test, and the link has been shared in the chat box
Shreyas
of this group.
Shreyas
Yes,
ji,
sir.
can I leave?
Very much for his valuable time and expertise and explaining the micro marking system in a very beautiful manner. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Shreyas ji. And once again, thanks to World Yogasan and the Yogasan Bharat. They have given me this opportunity to explain the micro marking system in this event. Once again, thanks to all of you and wish you all the best for your exam, your training, and the future prospect as far as the judge in the Yogasan sports is concerned. Once again, good night to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Namaskar. Namaskar.
Parents, please start filling the examination form. It has been shared in the WhatsApp group. We have 10 minutes for the exam.
Sir, please share us WhatsApp group.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir, I have not added in the WhatsApp group.
Shreyas, I can't see it in the WhatsApp group, the quiz.
Just a minute. You can also check the chat box of this Zoom. It is also shared in the chat box. You can also have a look. And also we are sharing on the WhatsApp group. In the WhatsApp group as well, the link has
Shreyas, sir, can I leave? I've given the exam.
okay.
Sir, I too finished my exam. Can I leave?
Yes, please.
Shreya sir, I've finished with my exam. Can I leave, please? Thank you. Hello, Shreya sir, very good evening.
Yes, please.
Shreya sir, sir, I have done. May I leave now?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you, sir.